Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. My weekend was okay. Could have been a little bit better, but what about yours?
Well, my weekends I always work.
At the
So
at the at the John Jimmy's.
look at that Jeffrey Jones.
I am like I've been having wisdom tooth pain all weekend because I've got three teeth that are coming in, and they all I shouldn't even say it's the teeth that hurt, it's my freaking jaw. My jaw feels so tight and it's hard to open my mouth to eat. So
Hmm.
fun.
So you gotta open it like halfway, like and then
Yeah, and I gotta chew slower. But
mhm.
it's all good. It's starting to feel a little bit better right now. But yeah, I really hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's kick the week off on a high note and let's do another breakdown episode. So I figured we'd do something that's kind of relatively still fresh in our minds. You guys know, we have been on a little Blink 182 journey. We've been listening to all the albums, and the first one we started with was Neighborhoods. So,
Mhm.
for you guys tonight, we're down the entire album from start to finish. Talk about each song, talk about each song us feel, and the real meanings if we found them, and how we would rank each song on a scale from 1 to 10. After that's done, we will rank the album overall. Now, there are two versions of this album. There's the original and there's a deluxe version. Now, we like the version.
Mhm.
However, for the sake of the episode, we are just going to rank the songs from the original album. But I'm still going to mention the songs from the deluxe version at the end.
Mhm.
Still going to talk about how they made me feel.
Mhm.
So let's get into this. So Neighborhoods came out in 2011. So this album, if I'm correct, turns 12 this year,
Mhm.
which is absolutely
Yes.
crazy. Now, this is the last album that included Tom DeLonge. Now, Tom DeLonge shortly departed from Blink 182 after this album came out. Um, and he was not on the last two albums that came out, which was California, which came out in 2016, and Nine, which came out in 2019. However, as of literally October 2022, he is officially back in Blink 182 and they're working on a new album. So we're finally getting some new Tom DeLonge material. But I guess we're going to go back in time for right now just to get some Tom DeLonge material. Hence
Mhm.
why we're doing Neighborhoods. So from the get go, we have track number one, Ghost on the Dance Floor. Let's hear what you have to say about this one. Let's start with that.
So this song off the bat, like it's a good opening song. And plus, when an album's good, it's like you have a good opening song and a good ending song.
Yes.
Um, but I do have like a meaning behind it. I had to look it up on songmeanings.com, which I used for the um Billy Town 3 episode, the Crisis of Faith episode, any breakdown episode that we had to do. I used that website. Um, it says it says I think ghost refers to someone you can't get can't or you can't get. This is kind of like the idiom "give up the ghost." It says he knows that he can't get her, so she's a ghost. So it's like trying to chase after that certain someone, but you can't get them.
Right. So kind of like a failed trying to get into a relationship attempt.
Right.
Hmm. Now with this song, I liked it. I did like it. I'm not gonna knock it down at all. It's
Hmm.
not memorable for me compared to some of the other tracks, but it is a really solid opener, and it kind of introduces the listeners what this album has to bring to the table. It's kind of like a little sneak peek. Um, for me, I thought this song was about death, like somebody who's died, and the person keeps seeing them.
That's another interpretation too, because it's like it kind of reminds me of like the like Wednesday from like the Addams Family and stuff like that. Like she could just see ghosts or something for some reason. I'm like, okay. But like yeah, like I kind of had that interpretation too before I learned like what the song meant.
Yeah.
Um, which I mean, it just completely 180 like turns it around. Like okay, well that's different, But
Yeah. Um, to be honest, I really don't have much to say about this track. Like I said, it's not the most memorable one for me, but it is good. I do like this one. I probably need to listen to this album a third or fourth time, to be honest, just to hear like the songs that I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna give this one a solid 8 out of 10. What about you?
I would say the same.
Around an 8? Okay, that's that's
Right.
that's good. We're off to a good start here. Is Natives again another one I actually really don't remember.
This one was like it had that good it was like a very fast-paced guitar opening.
Okay.
It was like it's hard to explain, but it's like it had the drum beat from Travis that like kind of made the song for it. Like I remember like looking at the Wikipedia page for this album and it was saying like the like tribal drum beat that Travis was doing fit into the song, and then they did words and so, and then they did the guitar work and all that stuff.
Okay. So I just took a little sneak peek of the song. I do remember it now just by hearing the opening guitar. The opening guitar kind of gives me AC/DC vibes. I'm not gonna lie. Like the Razor's Edge, that whole album, it gives me that
It
vibe.
it
The song
kind of reminds
does.
it kind of reminds me of like the opening riff to Thunderstruck a little bit.
Struck. Yeah, it does. I remember this now. Okay.
Uh, but like I have a meaning behind it. I didn't know if you had one, but
I don't.
okay. This one is different too. It says it's about fighting growing up. It says as we grow up, we have to work harder to contain it. It says when it just wants to burst out and take over. So like the inner child in us is like doesn't want to grow up, but it's like it has to because it's like we're trying to fight kind of like I guess in a way like we're trying to fight ourselves from letting the adult us take over and just have the kid in us be
Yeah.
again and stuff.
Like the childhood innocence of us.
Yeah.
Man, this is fucking getting deep. We're only 2 tracks in. What the fuck?
Hey, it gets deep, man. It gets deep.
It gets deep. This track, man, like I'm gonna have to give it an 8 as well. Um, like yeah, I do remember it now a little bit just by hearing like a little snippet of it. It is a good song though. I'm gonna admit it is a really good song.
I would say an 8.5.
Okay, I got you there. That's good. All right, we're on to track number 3, Up All Night. Now, when I first took a look at the track listing for this album, that was the only song I knew. Like, I have heard Up
Yeah,
All Night in the past several
yeah,
times. I think
yeah.
I found it on the radio. I think that's how I found it originally. Um, it's really only like one of the bigger hits from this album, besides the next track. Um,
Hmm.
this like I man, like I've tried to like figure out a way to describe it. Your typical Blink vibe, but like
Hmm.
there's something different about it. Like I can't put my finger on it. Like there is something different about this one.
It's kind of like in a way it's like they're kind of like how should I put it? Like as they're getting older, it's like they're kind of like it's kind of like how like some bands like they experiment with certain things and stuff. This is like kind of like their not darkest album, but it's kind of like it's kind of like that
Right.
because like there's some bands like Billy Talent 3 for example, like that was their darkest album. and stuff, and it's like every band has that phase.
This would be, I think, in my opinion, this would be Blink's. So
Yeah.
far, we haven't heard the last three albums yet that we need to listen to.
hmm
Um, so I can't say
Um.
too much. But as of right now, this would be the darkest album that we've heard from Blink.
Uh, but this is why I think this is kind of like the darkest album to me. It says up all night. Like I've found another meaning for this. It says I think it's just about talking about how everyone has to deal with their demons and inner struggles every day. That's why
Yeah,
that's what
pretty much.
the songmeaning.com said.
That's pretty much straightforward. I kind of as well. The songs talk about like your demons keeping you up all night long.
hmm
Yeah, I I like this song.
hmm
It's one of my favorite Blink songs of all time. I feel like it's super underrated, by the way. Um,
hmm
yeah, so I can see why you would say that this album is kind of dark. A lot of these other songs too have some pretty serious
hmm
meanings.
hmm
Obviously, I'm giving this song a 10 out of 10 because I fucking love this song.
Oh yeah, I'm up there with you. 10 out of 10 for me.
All right, on to track number 4. We have After Midnight. Now, let me tell you this. When I first heard this song, I was like, it was just another one of those moments where just like my mouth just dropped open. I'm like,
Just broke
this
the
is
jaw.
good. This is good. I love having those moments when I listen to albums for the first time all the way through, no skips, and I hear a song for the first time and it's like love at first sight. I absolutely love that feeling, and that's what keeps me listening to new albums every week or like finding new albums every week to listen to. It's just that sheer feeling of awe and excitement of finding
hmm
a song that you really really like from an album. Like it's just I can't explain. Like maybe other people know how I feel. It's just such a magical feeling. I love it. Like I get goosebumps. I get so excited. My heart starts racing. It's just like, oh, it's like better than falling in love with a boy.
Okay. Um, so like when I looked up on the website, there was references to all of this always in I miss you in there
Okay.
in the lyrics. It was like, oh God, it was like something something, and it's like all of this, and then it's like something like always, and then it says like towards like the third verse of that chorus, it said I miss you, and then the last sentence of that chorus,
Wow.
like it's in that song, which I didn't realize until like I saw it like um get pointed out, like there was
Very sneaky.
references, yeah, which I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool, like.
So, before you say the meaning, I'm going to talk about the music video because I just recently watched the music video last night for After Midnight. By the way, Tom looks fucking amazing in that video. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Um, so with this music video, the main characters, it's a guy and a girl, kind of in like a psych mental hospital kind of thing.
Psych ward.
And yeah, they're kind of like a couple and just like fucking around in the actual hospital. And it's fucking funny. Like they're fucking pushing each other. Like the guy is pushing the girl down the hall in a hospital bed, and they're fucking like on the top of the roof at the end of the fucking music video, and they end up kissing. And I think they fucking had a wheelchair race even. Like it's just fucking. It was wild. I loved it. Um, so what did you find for the meaning for this track?
Oh, those references, that was the meaning.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's what all I found. Because like there was nothing else besides that I could find. Because some of the people like on there, they were like just saying like, like this is like one of the best tracks ever and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, that doesn't help me. But yeah, like the references, it's like if you listen to the song again and you look at the, I think maybe second or third chorus, maybe, or third verse, I should say. Like, there's the references in that verse. You
Right.
just have to look for it.
That's honestly very, very interesting. So I'm kind of finding a couple different things. So lyrically, the song revolves around two broken individuals who end up falling in love. So that's one little thing that I'm finding. This whole song basically is centered around romance, lyrically, of course.
Hmm.
Um, so when it came to this track in particular, um, oh, excuse me. So originally the song was titled Travis Beat.
Yeah, because I think it was just because of the beat behind it, maybe like his drums. Like I can't remember like what it was specifically, but like that'd be kind of interesting though. Just Travis beat.
So it says right here, when the trio first listened to the beat, Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus both had ideas immediately. It was one of those moments on the album where everybody just all at once and it came together pretty quickly, according to Mark Hoppus. Within about 2 to 3 hours, the song's structure was near completion. Wow, that's pretty quick.
It reminds me of a song I think like later on. It's like it reminds me of like when Mark like had a dream about one of the songs and he woke up and then he like wrote it like 30 minutes later.
Wow. Jeez.
I think it was either on one of the other albums that we listened to or this one. I can't
I can't
remember,
remember off the top of my head either.
but it was like yeah, like he had a dream about the song
Oh
and then
wait,
like
yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now that you said dream. I'm like, okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah, he dreamt about something and then he woke up, wrote the lyrics to the song like 30 minutes later, and it's just like, okay, well,
Yeah,
all right.
we will get to that. So I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10, obviously.
Yeah, I'm up there with you
Like Snow stated, it's a fucking masterpiece. It's really good. Track number
because it's like you have
5,
up all night, you have up all
All
night, and then you
Night.
have to after
That's
midnight.
like fucking perfect. And then number 5 is Heart's All Gone. Heart's All Gone. Now, this one I'm not remembering off the top of my head. Now I'm gonna have to like fucking go look. Um, do you remember how this one sounded?
Oh God, so you're asking me, the person with MS that can't remember hardly
There's
anything
an actual
sometimes.
music video for it too. Oh my, I'm gonna have to watch that on my own time. I just remembered that. So now in the deluxe edition, I know I said I was gonna wait till the end, but in the deluxe edition, before the song plays, there is a "Hearts All Gone" interlude, which I found really interesting because I don't see a lot of bands that I listen to anyways that do interludes to songs. Now, Blink is famous for doing these.
Hmm.
There was this one they did. Didn't they? I think they did some for. Trying to think. Trying to
I,
think.
I know they did one for
I'm
um
going to have to go look now.
I think they did one for California, maybe.
They let me see. Why the
I think.
fuck is my phone not working?
I think we're doing this live, by the way.
I don't remember if they did any for 9. We just listened to 9 too. Like
No, I don't think they did.
now I'm looking at Enema of the State. They did not do any for that one.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna
I think
check the
I think they
self-titled one.
I, th- I think they did one for the self-titled because that led into the next song.
Yes, they did. They did the Fallen interlude.
Yeah, because it was the one where Mark Hoppus's like grandfather had wrote to his wife during the World War
Oh
and stuff.
yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Okay, and then the other one was 9. Now, I can't wait to get to that review. That is going to be a lot of fun.
And
And I say that with
plus,
the lowest enthusiasm ever.
I okay. To be honest, like I kind of enjoyed it. Not everybody has, like high hopes for this and stuff like that, but it's like it's gonna be I guess a good in air quotes a good breakdown.
So I just took a listen to a little clip of the Hearts All Gone track. Your heart's all gone.
Okay.
And it opens with a really sick drum beat. Like, wow, that's fast. Fucking Travis, man.
Travis.
So I do remember this one. Did you find a meaning for this one?
So I found different meanings, like four different meanings thing.
Okay.
So you could probably say like it's about Travis's ex-wife. It says it says I wrote down Travis's ex-wife, anti-Bush song, and then architect equals Freemason, and then it says Tom's drinking.
Okay, anti-Bush. What the fuck is that about?
I guess it was like kind of like around the time where like Bush and Blink were maybe having like a tiff or something.
Nah, man, you say psych right now.
I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't know.
I don't know, cause like I love Bush. I really do. They scream '90s to me. But then again, Blink does too. But like,
Yeah, they were
oh,
early 90s.
this is like the Oasis and Blur situation. It's just like, well, Blur had like one good hit, but
Yeah, and Oasis had like 5 million. So,
Mhm.
but like I
Now,
don't know.
oh, freaking hiccups. So I'm gonna give this one an 8.5. It's good. It's just I need to listen to it a couple more times to be honest.
I'd say an 8.
Okay, that's good. All right, so number 6, I just listened to again recently, "Wishing Well." So this one's still in my head because I remember da 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 da.
Da, da. The snapping fingers and da, 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 da.
It's really catchy. Like da 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 wishing well. Da, 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 Like
Snapping
I,
fingers, you can put it.
it's a really catchy song. I really like it. I was not expecting da, 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 da. I was not expecting that at all. Um, I feel like if I listened to this song a few more times, it'd probably be like my favorite for a while, to be honest.
Hmm.
What about you? Like, what did you think?
I thought it was really like you said, like it's catchy.
It
It's like really
is.
catchy. Um, I wrote down Tom's departure, so it's I think that's what it says, but it's like I'm guessing it's kind of leading to Tom's departure from the group. I'm guessing.
That's interesting to think about, to be honest. I'm gonna go take a look here and see what I can find. I know some of these songs they are hard to find meanings
Meanings too.
behind, and
Yeah.
that's okay. Like we're not experts here, like just fucking two people trying to do a podcast for a little side project here. Now, there's so many like people that are like putting in their own ways, like their own interpretation, which I
Yeah.
really like about bands. Like you can always take it and put it in your own perspective and make it your own personal song. I'm on songmeanings.com. The first comment, it's about a wishing well. Okay,
Well,
smart ass.
okay, so yeah, it's Captain Obvious.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because like
god.
I found like like somebody said it was Tom's departure, and I was like, okay, I was like, well, maybe that's probably it, but it's like there's so many like different meanings like that some people might say,
Ah,
and
okay. I think I found something here. So I'm on genius.com, which is where I find a lot of the lyrics for songs. The sixth song off of Neighborhoods, written nearly entirely by Tom at his daughter's school, is quoted as being about being a little bit lost and finding your way. Huh.
that's a good way. That's super interesting because it's like that's way different from mine. That's
Yeah, that's
super
like
way
way
different.
different. It has a really like upbeat vibe to it. I really like it.
Yeah, it's
Da,
kind of
da,
like
da, 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 da,
it's
da,
kind of
da.
like not jazzy, but like kind of like
Catchy.
hey 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 hey.
It's like the fucking situation with Billy Talent's One Less Problem, except that song's dark.
Yeah.
Like it's super upbeat, but the lyrics is just depressing.
Super dark. Yeah.
So with Wishing Well, I'm gonna give it a 9. I do like the song. I would definitely take a listen to it again, even though I just listened to it like last night or the night before. What about you?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I would give it maybe if I'm doing decimals here. If I'm doing like, I might give it like a 8.9. It's not quite to the 9 there, but it's like if I had listened to it more and more and more, probably then I
Yeah.
would go to the 9. But it's an
Overall, it's
8.9.
good. Overall, it's good. It's really good.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
So we have 4 tracks left of this regular version of the album called. Track number 7, Kaleidoscope. Now, this is the one we were talking about earlier where Mark dreamt about the lyrics and literally wrote the lyrics the next morning when he woke up. He dreamt about it.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
I mean, that's how most songs are written, right? I mean, like if somebody in the group is like, "Man, I had this dream and stuff like that," and it's like okay, like give us details and stuff, and they're just like, okay, they're writing it down and stuff. Like, okay, let's make that into a song. Boom! It's like you have like a number one smash hit right there, because it's so interesting, like how some musicians and bands like they could come up with something like a drop of a hat. So it's like, all right.
So pretty much, like you said, Mark said this. I woke up one morning and had this line in my head that said, "Stop banging away on my kaleidoscope. Stop draining all the water out of my sink." Now, obviously, since that last little lyric, they changed that to "Stop draining the color out of my scene." Um, I didn't know what that meant, but I started chasing the idea lyrically, and obviously, it changed. It was kind of about people in their late teens, early to mid 20s, trying to find their way in the world. And there's not a lot of new opportunities for good jobs for people.
Mm.
So Mark is the fucking man when he says this. Like he knows. Like maybe that's why I like the song so much. Like because I'm 20, going on 21. I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I really don't know at this point. Like this is the only thing to keep me going right now is this whole podcast. Like this is kind of like my job, but I don't get paid for it. That's the only difference.
It's like, yeah, it's like, and I'm 24, so it's like, and I actually have a job which I do like, but it's like this is like one of my main passions doing this.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to like drop everything and just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go be a podcaster and be a radio host and stuff like that. But it's like there's you gotta have something to fall back on if that doesn't work out, sort of thing.
absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
Um,
Like we've been doing this for a year, and to me, this is kind of like a job to me, even though, again, this is free. Like we don't get paid, but the goal is to eventually get to the point where we do a podcast where we get monetization, which that is the goal here.
mhm.
But we got a long road to go, and that's totally okay. Sometimes goals in life you can't achieve them unless you just, you know, let patience be your virtue. In other words, let time take its course.
Amen to that. Um, I just want to add a little thing. It's
Yeah.
like so when I did my song meaning too, it was basically what you just said. It says Mark said that this is a song about late teens trying to get find jobs. So
Like to
basically,
me, yeah.
basically what you just said.
Yeah, I really like the song. Another catchy song. I like how it has both Mark and Tom on here.
Mhm.
It works really, really good. Like the main chorus is like what gets me. I love it. It's just 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm up there. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
All right. Track number 8 is This Is Home. Oh boy. Why do I not remember this one?
Oh boy. Um, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to remember too. It's like even though we just listened to it
We
like
literally just listened to this like not
not
too
too
long
long.
ago.
But like I'm gonna go into the
The
meaning.
meaning. Go ahead.
So it says like when I looked this up, it says it's about the band getting back together. So this is like during that period when like I think Tom and Mark had done their own things. Like they did like Mark did like plus 44 and he did and Tom did like Angels and Airwaves or Boxcar Racer and stuff. And if you there's a little tidbit here. In the Edging music video that we saw,
Yep.
Tom's to guitar, um, that was from his time in Boxcar Racer.
Oh wow.
hmm So he's had that guitar from that band all the way up to like his return and stuff.
But yeah, all the way up till now. That's crazy. So, oh, excuse me. So I took a little, took a little quick peek at the song. And it's like, this is home, like, I kind of remember it. I think this is why I probably don't remember much. To me, it's not the greatest track on this album. It's good, but
hmm
it's like you know how every album has like a
It's
weak
like the
link or
weak
two.
link.
This would be the weak link so far. Um, I'm gonna put it as 7.5 for this point. I'm sorry if that breaks everybody's heart. That's like what I ever. That's pretty much what I do with every episode. I break people's hearts. Like the last episode we just
Like
did
the
with.
Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, it's just like the last episode we did with the ACDC ranking part one.
mm.
But yeah, this is going to be at a 7.5 for me, just because it is kind of the weak link of this album, in my opinion. But what about you?
I would say like 7, maybe.
Okay. Okay, that's respectable.
It's not bad. It's not the worst, but it's like it could have been a little bit better. But
Like, it
you know,
probably could have been swapped out with one of the deluxe edition tracks.
yeah, like this could have been like a bonus track sort of thing.
All right, track number 9, MH418 2011. What the
So
hell?
okay, so I know this. I know what this is. So MH is Mark Hoppus, and then 4/18/2011. So is it the meaning behind it? It says 4/18/2011 is the day Mark wrote this song. That's it. So the date that he wrote this song was the date that he wrote this song.
That's interesting. And again, I just took a listen to it. Another reason why I don't remember it, I don't know if I'm like. I hope I'm not being too picky. Like, I don't remember this track.
It's like one of those like tracks that's like kind of like not too well known, but then
Right.
it's like over time like we'll probably like hear it or something again and just be like, okay, well it's just that one song. But
Right.
it's not bad. Like I get said in the on This Is Home, it's like it's not bad, but it's not the worst. Like if they swapped out like This Is Home and then MH4/18/2011 and stuff, and they just replaced it with those two bonus tracks, like that could have been like a solid, like kind of like almost closing tracks.
Yeah. But this one I'll give it a 7.7 because it's slightly we just went over.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 7.6.
Okay. All right. So the final track for Neighborhoods, the regular Dangerous. Now I do remember this one very clearly. This
hmm
one kind of resonates with me just a little bit. It's a really dark sounding track, like with Tom's vocals. Like you know, Tom always exaggerates everything. Like this is one of those songs that highlights it, in my personal opinion. I really like this song. Um, for me, a personal meaning. Considering I have been through absolute trash with relationships and love and stuff like that. Um, this song pretty much is self-explanatory to me. Love is dangerous. Like you cannot trust everybody that you encounter when it comes to relationships. Like dating wise, obviously I'm talking about. You cannot trust everybody, unfortunately. Even though you think you can. But as soon as you try to trust them, it's like it's the
You could get
freaking
hurt.
bites you in the ass in the end. Yeah. Love is dangerous, and maybe that's why I like the song. I kind of relate to it.
Um, the meaning that I got says it's about falling in love and having to deal with the consequences when it fails.
Well, there you
Now
go.
that's relatable to like so many people. Like,
including myself.
well, yeah, including yourself. But it's like, like there is some people out there that are like, like love will work. It's just like you just gotta have trust in that person, and you just gotta be like, okay, like like we're in here for the long haul. It's like if shit happens, shit happens. Like like you just try to move past it and work on yourself, and vice versa. Like and like try to work things out. Like I mean, hell, like there's some people like they'll get back together maybe twice, maybe thrice, and they'll be like, yeah, the last two times didn't work out. Let's just try to see if the third time's the charm, and usually the third time's the charm sometimes. But
Not in my case.
well, yeah, not your case. No. What
Right,
the
so
hell?
goofy.
Oh,
But yeah, this song is really good. It's honestly a really good closing track for this album. And
yeah.
kind of like it's like you mentioned, this album is kind of the quote unquote dark album of Blink. And this kind of represents it. This song does. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Just because I think I need to listen to it more.
I think if you listen to it more and more and more, you'll probably be like, damn, like you'd be like getting in your feels, and I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, just don't talk to me right now.
It just
Like,
goes emo all over again.
I don't want to be here anymore. Like, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa.
Alright, what are you gonna rank this one?
Um, I'll give it a 9.1.
Okay, that's respectable. What, are we playing fucking prices right here?
Fuck, Vice is right. Yeah, I'm going to 9.2.
10.
10, 11.
Alright, so that is the main tracks of the regular editions out. Now, like I mentioned, there were 4 additional tracks that were only included on the deluxe edition. Now, we listened to the deluxe edition, so we have heard all 4 of these tracks. Starting with Snake Charmer. Now, Snake Charmer, I think I need to listen to a couple more times. I've heard a lot, and I mean a lot of good stuff about Snake Charmer. So I'm gonna say that it is good. I just need to listen to it a few more times. It's probably the one song from the deluxe edition that um I don't remember as well as the other 3. But what about you? Do you remember Snake Charmer at all?
Not really. It's
That's
like
okay.
it's kind of like one of those like blinking you'll miss it, huh? Blink. um. But it's like some of these songs like it's just so it's not like a blur, but it's just like how am I trying to say it? The bonus tracks like it could be put onto the main album and like swapped out for some of the others, like 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 um like This Is Home, for example. Like that could have been swapped out for like something else on the bonus tracks,
Yeah.
and like same thing with like Billy Town 3, for example. So it's like it's good to listen to some of these bonus tracks and you're like, okay. It's like I like this song. Could have been on the main album, but it's like it's good that they put it on the deluxe edition, sort of thing.
Right. So, Hearts All Gone interlude, we just talked about this. It's just an interlude that leads into Hearts All Gone.
Mhm.
Really good, by the way, really good interlude. Like I said, Blink is kind of famous for these interludes. I've seen 2 interludes so far with the albums we've heard. Um, and then the last 2, I know these ones very well because I have them on my playlist and I listen to them weekly. Fighting the Gravity is a very spacey song. It literally gives me Forgiveness Part 2 vibes from Billy Talent's Crisis of Faith, their opening track. Forget the part 2 of Forgiveness. It's spacey. It sounds like you are literally in space. And this is what Fighting the Gravity kind of gives me for vibes. It gives me that really nice spacey vibe, the creepy vibe. And like literally like the first part of the song you can hear Mark singing, this don't make sense, this don't make sense. And it's just like, is this the whole song?
This don't make sense. This don't make sense. This don't make sense. This don't make sense.
And then the final track from the deluxe edition, which was actually the closing track of the deluxe edition, Even If She Falls. Now, this is like a really cheesy kind of love song. Also gives
Mhm.
me the Billy Talent vibe once again with their closing track of Crisis of Faith, For You. For You was also another love song, which we haven't really heard many love songs from Billy Talent because most of them are breakup songs. Now, at Blink, there seems to be a lot of love songs, so this kind of fits well with how they usually write songs lyrically, kind of like After Midnight, for example. So in a way, this song kind of reflects off of After Midnight with bringing the same vibe to the table, so to speak. I really like this song. I kind of wish this was the ending track, like the official ending track for the original edition of Neighborhoods. I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes it's good to end your album on an upbeat note if your album was so dark. You know what I mean?
Like there's like light
Light
at
at
the
the
end
end
of
of the
the
tunnel.
tunnel. Jinx.
So that brings us to our overall ranking of Neighborhoods. So, Dystro, how would you rank this album overall? What would you give it? Now, this is on a scale from 1 to 100, obviously. This is like a percentage scale kind of thing.
Hmm. So even though like yes, there's some like hit or miss songs on there, most of them are hits.
Hmm.
Like Up All Night, After Midnight, Love is Dangerous, like even some of the bonus tracks, like Even If She Falls and Fighting the Gravity and stuff, like those are like all bona fide hits. Like some of the songs, like yes, like some of them are misses. I mean, every song is gonna be a flop. Some songs are gonna be a flop. That's just the way it is. Um, I would give it overall, like I would give it like 88% maybe. Like
Wow, we're close again.
really? Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god, I'm at an 89.5.
Dang. You Price is Right me.
I win! Ding ding!
You win a new car that does not fucking work.
Wow. Yeah, I we are like right on the ball lately with these breakdown episodes. Like we just like two minds think alike. I really like it. Yeah, I give this an 89.5. It's not quite a 90 because there are two or three like weaker tracks. But once again, I'm not including the deluxe tracks because this is not what we're ranking. We're ranking the original, but I did want to mention the deluxe tracks because I do like some of them.
Mhm.
Overall, this album is very solid, a very strong Blink 182 album, in my opinion, considering the fact this is the last one they had with Tom up until now, because they're making a new one now with Tom. Um, I feel like after this album, a lot of Blink fans became a little split on if they wanted to stay with Blink, with, Matt. Is it Matt? Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. He's from Alkaline Trio.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, okay, do I want to stick with Blink with Matt or shall we go because Tom is not there? It's one of those situations.
Mhm.
And honestly, I like both, but I prefer Tom, to be honest with y'all. But yeah, overall, a very, very good, strong album. And thanks to this album, I have a lot of new Blink 182 tracks on
Yeah,
my
same,
playlist.
same here. And based on the pilgrimage too, like we're like what, like
More than halfway done.
yeah, we're like almost halfway done.
Yeah, we have like, I think, 3 albums left.
Yeah, because we got Cheshire Cat, we got Take Off Your Pants Jacket, and then we got Dude Ranch left.
Yeah, we're not going to include Buddha because it's actually not even on their disco.
Yeah, the discography.
Yeah, it's not even there. So we're not going to include Buddha because this is before they became Blink 182. This was like when they're just called Blink. So we're not going to include that in the final album ranking. So I apologize, everybody. But we got to go with what the disco says. So that is going to conclude the breakdown of Blink 182's album Neighborhoods from 2011. I hope you guys enjoyed what is your favorite track from this album? How would you guys rank these tracks? Let us know. Let us know in the comments or even on social media. So we've got a couple things I need to talk about before we end the episode, including the next episode coming up. So as you guys remember from the last episode we did on Thursday, we are still in the process of completing our ACDC album ranking episode. So we have part 2 coming up this Thursday, where we will be discussing numbers 10 to 6 on our list. There are 17 albums. We already talked about 17 to 11 in part
Mm-hmm.
1. So this is going to be wild because I can already see us throwing fists at each other.
Like, you motherfucker! just gets
Literally,
cut
we
off.
started. There was a little bit of that in part 1, but I feel like part 2 and part 3 are just gonna be wild. So, oh my!
Just hold back the anger until like we're after all the pod, and it's just
Like
like,
you fucker, you fucking put Back in Black at number 5, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
you motherfucker! just get,
So if you guys are interested in seeing part 2 of the AC/DC album ranking videos, be sure to check us out this Thursday. It's gonna be fun. And I also have tonight's song of the night. So tonight's song of the night, I am taking a track off of Neighborhoods, of course. I'm gonna go with Wishing Well because that song has been in my head consistently lately, and I feel like y'all should go listen to it. It's a pretty upbeat sounding track, and I feel like everybody needs an upbeat sounding track for a Sunday. So if you guys want to go hear Wishing Well by Blink-182, please click on the link at the top right hand corner of the episode. It should be at the end. There'll be a link that pops up. It'll take you to the video to go listen to the song. So, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to go follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below, which will take you to the link tree, which has everything that you guys need, such as Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Dystro's gaming YouTube channel, which you're at what, 318, something like that, for subscribers?
I'm at just check real quick.
4 hours later.
No, 318. Yes, 318.
Wow, I was right on the money on that. Jeez. So he's on the road to 400 subscribers. He posts gaming clips weekly. Sometimes I'm in them too, because we play video games when we're not doing the podcast. So be sure to go subscribe to him and watch his content. Follow us on social media for updates with the podcast in case something goes wrong and we can't upload. Once again, be sure to go listen to tonight's song of the night, known as Wishing Well by Blink-182. And thank you guys for listening. And we'll catch you guys this Thursday. Peace.
Peace.